Hey guys, welcome back to BBarbstat&fact. What does that stand for? I am Brian Barbeau, and I do stats and facts about my four favorite sports teams: the Indianapolis Colts, the Boston Celtics, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Colts edition today. Um, I'm going to be recapping the 2004 NFL season, which the Colts had an historic season offensively. So basically, I'm going to be recapping the scores of the individual games and who scored the touchdowns in those individual games. So let's start off by this. So they were 12-4 in the regular season. They were third seed overall. They scored 522 points, which is an average of 32.6 points a game, and they gave up 351 points, which is they gave up an average of 21.9 points a game. So defense was about middle of the pack. As far as our offense goes, they led the league in points scored. And it is also a franchise record for points for them in a season as well. So I'm going to recap the scores right now, and then subsequently I'm going to reveal who scored the touchdowns in those games. Only for the Colts, though. Only for the Colts. I don't care about the opponents. I don't care. So the first game featured on Thursday, September 9th, 2004. The special significance of that game was it was the first inaugural Thursday game. It featured the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots and obviously the Indianapolis Colts. The final score was 27-24, New England. Mike Vanderjagt, our kicker, had a chance to tie it at the end of the game. He missed. So the Patriots went on and won 27-24. In week two, they played the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. They won by a score of 31-17. In week three, they played the Green Bay Packers. They won 45-31 in a shootout with Brett Favre. Week four, they played the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. They won by a score of 24-17, so a really close game there. Week five, they won 35-14 over the Oakland Raiders. Week six, they beat no one. They lost to no one because it was their bye week. Week seven, they lost 27-24 to the Jacksonville Jaguars on a last-second field goal by Jacksonville. Week eight, they lost 45-35, a shootout, which both teams just played absolutely zero defense whatsoever. Week nine, they played the Minnesota Vikings. They won 31-28, snapping a two-game losing streak. Week 10, they won 49-14 over the Houston Texans. They just absolutely demolished them in a game which saw Peyton Manning threw 5 touchdown passes. Week 11, they beat the Chicago Bears 41-10. Week 12 on Thanksgiving Thursday, they played the Detroit Lions in Detroit. Won another blowout win, 41-9 in favor of the Indianapolis Colts. A game which saw Peyton Manning threw 6 touchdown passes, and for the second time in his illustrious career, he throws 6 touchdown passes in a game. He threw 6 touchdown passes a year ago in New Orleans in a 55-21 victory there. So week 13 against Tennessee at home, they won 51-24. The following week, in week 14, they won 23-14 over the Houston Texans. Week 15, they won 20-10 over the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football. And then they won 34-31 in overtime, a thriller in overtime at home against the San Diego Chargers, which was an historic moment for Peyton Manning, as Peyton Manning threw his 49th touchdown pass of the season to Brandon Stokely. The special significance of that was when Peyton Manning broke the all-time touchdown record for touchdowns in the season with his 49th, surpassing Dan Marino. And the following week, they lost 33-14 in a meaningless game where every one of their starters was benched. Well, except Harrison and Wayne, because they had a touch. They had a touchdown apiece. So now the second part. Now I'm going to reveal who scored the touchdowns in those particular games. So in the game against New England, it was excuse me, Dominic Rhodes opened up the touchdown scoring for the Colts. Then Marvin Harrison, Brandon Stokely caught touchdowns for Peyton Manning. Week 2 against Tennessee, Peyton Manning threw a touchdown pass to Reggie Wayne, Marcus Pollard, and then Edgerrin James finished it off with 2 rushing touchdowns. Week 3 was a real shootout between Green Bay and a game which saw Peyton Manning throw 5 touchdown passes in the first half. Kicks off the scoring with Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Brandon Stokely twice, and then James Monroe at the end. So he threw 5 touchdown passes in the first half. Guy is just insane. What a season for this guy. 49 touchdown passes, twice throwing at least 5 or more touchdown passes. Actually, no, 3 times. So anyway, I'm getting carried away. Move on. In week 4 against the Jags, Peyton Manning threw a touchdown pass to Marvin Harrison and to Marcus Pollard. Edgerrin James getting the other touchdown. Week 5 against Oakland, Peyton Manning threw a touchdown to James Monroe, Reggie Wayne, and Dallas Clark. Jason David returned an interception return in the second half, and Edgerrin James followed up with another touchdown run. Week 7, it was 3 touchdown passes by Peyton Manning. One to Marvin Harrison, 1 to Dallas Clark before the end of the half, and 1 to Marvin Harrison late in the game to tie the game, which they would ultimately lose 27-24. Week 8, Peyton Manning threw 5 touchdown passes to 5 touchdown passes in that game. So I'll correct myself. There were 4 times this season where he threw at least 5 or more touchdown passes. His first touchdown in that game went to Marvin Harrison. Second one went to Marcus Pollard. Third one went to Marvin Harrison. Fifth one went to Reggie Wayne. If they just had to play defense in that game, they maybe would have won. But yeah, week 10 or week 9 against Minnesota on Monday night, another 4 touchdown performance by Peyton Manning as there was touchdowns to Reggie Wayne, Marcus Pollard, Dallas Clark, Marcus Pollard. Now the ball win of the following week against Houston, 49-14. Peyton Manning threw to Brandon Stokely, Reggie Wayne, Brandon Stokely, Dallas Clark, and Brandon Stokely again. Von Hutchins had an interception return, and Bob Sanders had a fumble return. Colts scored 7 touchdowns in that game. Felt like every time they got the ball during that season, they were going to score. That's what it felt like. It's like touchdown or break on or bust on this drive. Like, can you imagine that they were punting? Like they were getting booed. They don't score a touchdown on this drive, they're getting booed. So anyway, a game against Chicago the following week, Peyton Manning throws a touchdown. Those 4 touchdown passes to Marcus Pollard, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne. And the game on Thanksgiving against the Lions, he threw 6 touchdown passes, as I just alluded to earlier. First 3 went to Brandon Stokely, and the next 3 went to Marvin Harrison. Tennessee, Peyton threw to Marvin Harrison, Brandon Stokely, Reggie Wayne. And Rob Morris had one of their offensive linemen had a block return for a touchdown. And then Edgerrin James had the other 2. So, the game against Houston, it was Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. The following week against the Baltimore Ravens, Marvin Harrison with a touchdown pass from Peyton Manning, and then Edgerrin James with a touchdown run. And then that historic game and that 15-point comeback win against San Diego, 34-31. Peyton threw to James Monroe to tie the record, and then threw to Brandon Stokely to break the record. And then, their other touchdown was Dominic Rhodes' kickoff return. And in the last week of the season, Peyton Manning was benched on account that the game didn't mean jack shit. Jim Sorgi threw to Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. So that is your recap of how the 2004 season went. Pretty historic. Unfortunately, in the playoffs, they would lose to New England in the second round, 20-3. Yeah, they put up 3 points that game. 3 points. It was a pitiful performance by Peyton Manning. This team was scoring at least 24 points a game every single game. 4 consecutive weeks, 40 plus. And they put up 3 against the friggin' Patriots. 3 points against the Patriots in the rematch of week 1. And again, he threw to Ty Law. He always throws to Ty Law for whatever reason. So, outside of that game, it was an historic season. And it was a lot of fun to watch. And like I said, it was a bad way to end. But nonetheless, an historic season. So, anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did producing it. I will be posting another video in the foreseeable future. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, leave a comment down below. What are your opinions about the season? NFL fan, Colts fan, sports fan in general, whatever. If you're football savvy, let me know. So, okay. Till then, bye-bye.